Hello everyone, we are here, the second Image Street Classic podcast. We have two guests today. First guest is Randy Nonnenberg, co-founder, Bring a Trailer. Welcome.
Thank you.
You flew over from San Francisco yesterday to attend our Curated Cars and Coffee. Thank you for that. And we have Herbert van Kuik. He is the landlord of this beautiful farmhouse. He owns a lot of cars. He's technical magician, car lover, etc. So what are we going to do today? Well, we have 5 cars in the online Bring a Trailer auction. ImagestreetClassics is the local partner for Bring a Trailer, so we are helping people selling their cars. Today we have a few cars which we will discuss, but we have had a lot of friends coming over with their cars and some pretty nice cars. So let's discuss these cars as well. We even had guys from London coming over.
How long is that drive? Those guys drove the Rolls Royce. How far is that? They said they left at 4 o'clock in the morning.
4 a.m. and then they came
Did they
through
do
the tunnel, and then from Calais to this place was about 4 or 5 hours. Another 4 or 5 hours. So that's
they win
cool.
the award. That is unbelievable.
I would have taken the boat probably.
Okay, so let's start with the cars we have online. So we have a 63 Giulietta TI. You also have a Giulietta TI.
I own one of those. You're talking about the race car, right? Or the rally car that's outside, right? Blue and red?
Yeah, blue and red. It belongs to a friend of mine. He clocked 50,000 rally kilometers with it. He did tulip rallies. He did winter trial. He did everything in it. It's pretty cool. It's a no-reserve auction as well.
Well-used car.
A well-used car. It's a war horse, but it's beautiful. It drives great. Cool car.
Right.
And then we have Myers-Manx.
Brand new build of a 4-seat Myers-Manx, right?
Yeah, Manxster 2+2.
Yeah. Surprised they look nicer than
the
short wheel.
Well, 2 of them showed up today. Another one from the same builder.
The Gerard, the Brumos.
The Brumos livery Manx. So you had 2 Manxes at the event today.
Yeah,
that was kind of fun.
We did a great photo shoot with the Myers-Manx on the beach where it basically belongs. But this guy, Studio Classic 77, he just built them from scratch. So he has this chassis from
1303.
1303, and it's registered as a buggy. And then he ordered the Myers-Manx body, and he made a lot of modifications, which you can see in the auction. And then we have the Lamborghini Alpa, first owner.
That was a nice car, and the owner was here who bought it new.
Well, I think with 5,000 kilometers on it.
Oh, is that right?
From the dealer?
From the dealer, okay. He bought it from the dealer.
But he's the chairman of the Dutch Lamborghini Club. And 44,000 kilometers. Beautiful car. Beautiful car.
It's really nice.
Yeah, and he's driving it.
Amazing.
Yeah, and June 8th, Valentino Balboni is his friend. He will come over and drive it as well. So, that's pretty cool. And what's the third car? GTAR. It's the guy bought it, German customer. He bought it from Cool & Vintage in Lisbon. And it was already a GTA replica with aluminum doors, aluminum bonnet, aluminum rear lid. When he bought it, he put the one-piece bumpers on it. He put different seats in it. Ivo Salvadori from Switzerland built him a twin-spark engine. Furiani made some magnesium GTA.
Oh, are those magnesium
wheels?
Those wheels he had? Okay.
Avons on it. Very cool car. He did a Rally of Morocco. He did Corsica Rally in it. Only 4,000 kilometers on the engine. Cool car as well. Then
Nice
we have the 52 Lancia Aurelia B20 Series 2 car, totally restored by Thornley and Callum. You know Thornley and Callum?
In the UK, you said?
Yeah. Thornley and Callum are also known for their chopped roof, low roof Aurelia builds. I think
They make 6 of those. How many did they make? They made a limited number.
yes, they restored this car in original spec, so it's a beautiful car.
Dual box on wheels.
Exactly.
It was amazing to have them all lined up and see
all
in
year.
person all the cars that are going to be live with Image Street Classics. I was going to ask you about sort of the strategy behind this, right? Like listing all of these, having them all at an event, it creates sort of an energy around it. Is that right?
Yeah, well, basically the same as we did last year at the Historic Grand Prix, which was also quite a success. Cars were featured and people could see the cars in real life at the event. They are here as well today. So we're going to do the Historic Grand Prix again this year. We will bring some very cool cars as well. But I think let's discuss Herbert, because he has this beautiful farmhouse here. We are sitting in his living room with herringbone floors. And Herbert, how many cars do you have here? Can you name them?
No, that's difficult.
How many Panteras do you have?
2.
2.
Yeah, like one of the very early ones and one of the final productions, 6 or 7 lost. So they're quite different, but I really like those cars. They drive very well. I also have a 308, and in comparison, that's not a good comparison. I like the 308 because the roof can come off, but if you have to go somewhere, the Pantera is my first choice.
Yeah, so the early one is a GTS.
Yeah, it's a real European GTS. Nice car, looks very beautiful. And I have a GT5S, one of the last 90s car.
And what's the engine spec of that yellow car?
That has not a completely original engine, so it's about rated 400 something horsepower, and
Okay.
it's really a fast and furious car. That's why the GTS is the better car to take in the mountains, because it's very easy to drive. You never have to worry in what range of RPM you are. It drives.
And then you have the Espada.
Also a very beautiful car to look at. Drives very well. It's you can even take my wife and kid in it.
And you maintaining them all yourself.
All. I'm not scared of them. It's just plain mechanics.
Yeah. And then you have your latest addition to your fleet, which is
The Ultima.
The Ultima.
Yeah, I also have the Noble M400, and I like that. It's a car I own for almost 10 years now. And then this came up, somebody brought it to fix. And we ended up trading cars, so I never have money, I always say, so I trade things. And
You traded for what?
a 914 and Porsche, and I had a Ghibli of the second series, and
Maserati Ghibli.
Ghibli Maserati, and I finished them. They were in perfect working order, and he was a car trader, so I said, I take those two, you can have this.
And what did you do with it?
Basically fixed a lot of things, because everything was old. It was standing for a long time. First, completely mechanical overhaul the thing, and then took it apart and repainted it. It's just finished, and I'm very happy with it.
Yeah.
It's very beautiful to look at, like that.
So the Noble, both Noble and the Ultima are very racy,
really drive this
radical
car.
kind of cars.
Yeah, Noble you also never see here in.
And you have a left-hand drive.
left-hand drive. You never see them.
Yeah. We also saw your Bahama Gold Range Rover
Yeah,
with a 4.6 in it.
I bought that
Manual.
car like for dirt cheap. I took it apart, and now it's a nice car. I use it quite a lot. So it used to be my daily car. Like if I have to go somewhere, I take that one.
And you had the Ford Ecoline.
Yeah,
That's
I also have for a long time, but that
Big
has
block.
the big block. So
The van. That's the van outside,
van.
right?
It's
Yeah.
a
I saw all
460.
your kids were playing in it and the girls
Yeah.
were playing it. It looked like summertime, at the coast or whatever. It was a
it's
good
a never restored original paint
Is that
car.
right? Oh man,
And
it's cool.
it's
Did it
good.
come from the States? Or did
Yeah.
they didn't sell those here?
No, it came from like what is the Leger des Heils?
I don't know. Well, we'll edit that in.
Yeah,
The translation. Yeah.
Cool.
This is a Californian car.
Okay.
I bought it online, and
There you go.
it's a 460, so it really drives well. It's a sturdy truck. It's
Hey, and
still
Randy just sold his Falcon,
Yeah, on BAT.
and I was driving this car during the Monterey Car Week in 23 and 24. And I was really,
That's probably
That
a
was-
car that you guys would have liked.
yeah.
Yes, definitely, because
Oh,
your
man.
car you have here is
But yeah,
Yeah, you like that one too. Yeah, I like
you brought
Falcons.
your own one,
Yep.
the red one, the
Yep.
64. And
People were asking about that. That was out there. I talked to a lot of people about the Falcon. They were a little surprised that I had that car here, but I'm not surprised. It seems
No.
perfectly logical.
and Herbert did some magic on it.
yeah.
And
I
it
keep
runs,
it
runs
running.
well.
yeah,
Randy?
the
Runs
Falcon,
well.
the Falcon Whisperer. Yeah, absolutely. It runs very well. I've been driving it around the last couple of days. I'm very fortunate that I get to drive that when I'm here.
That's a nice car.
But it is a nice car. But it was among a bunch of nice cars today, right? Somewhere in the barn, somewhere out on display, somewhere in the back lot. When we pulled into the property, there's some cars, speckled out in front. I wanted to say about today, just standing in your side sort of farm area, all the cars parked on the grass. Yeah, I think you had to cut the grass so we could park more cars. And what do you call it? The levee or the dike or
the
whatever,
dike,
whatever's
the
up
dike.
here.
Yeah.
There's like this entry, and you'd see the cars, and then you'd see the green. There's like wildflowers growing up the dike, and then these cars were coming in like above eye level. You were looking up at them as they came into the property. We had a moment over there. It was just like 6 of them came at the same time,
Yes.
and it was like a
Yes.
parade. Anyway,
good.
it was a very nice environment. I think everybody appreciates
did
that
you
we
s-
got to do it here at this facility.
Yeah. And did you see the Fiat Campagnola?
I did, of course. We talked all through that vehicle, towing a boat, right? I mean, that's a cool environment.
Tell me about the boat, Herbert.
Yeah, tell me about the boat. That's
Carlson,
Carlson design, glasstrom.
metal flake.
Yeah, gold metal flake boat. It's really nice. I like those boats. You don't see them anymore. It's very low on the water. If it sits very low, I like that.
Dutch people like boats, right?
Yes,
You guys like
true.
your water
Yeah,
and
the
your
water is in
your
front
boats,
here,
right? I mean,
so-
it's almost like you could launch it across the street.
So, Randy, what was your,
The
let's say, top
Yep.
3 of cars you were like, they showed up and you were thinking, wow.
Oh man, there were many of them. There were some BAT alumni cars. I always like following up with vehicles that I saw on my BAT watch list, and then 2 years later, or 5 years later, or 10 years later, I see it for real. So the yellow Galaxy that showed up, the 427,
I really
63
like that.
Galaxy. Do you like that? I'm glad.
very cool
I'm
car.
glad that you like that.
The color is good. The engine is good. It looks amazing.
Yeah.
And the other BAT alumni car was this 240Z.
The 240Z was an alumni car
Modified.
too.
Yeah.
So anyway, there were those
We are going to list it again.
that I heard it's going to come
That
back
one?
as an alumni
Yeah,
car.
yeah.
I talked to the owner about that. I said, "Does anybody know what this is in the Netherlands? Are there Datsuns here?" And he said, "There's a Datsun specialty shop like an hour north of here that services fair ladies and roadsters and 240Zs and all that." And that's
My
they're
life
like,
is a bit difficult with those, but
yeah, but I thought that was an interesting car to see here. I talked to him all about it. It has triple Webers.
Yep.
And it's kind of a sort of racy car,
didn't try it.
heavily
Nice.
modified. Yeah, you can make them very, very fast. So anyway, that guy was cool. I don't. You must have invited him, but he was a cool guy. I liked him.
We sold in 993 X51 from his collection as well.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
He has cool taste.
With a nice success story on it.
Is that right? Oh, that was the 993 success
Yeah,
story.
yeah.
Oh, I should have put that together. I didn't. I talked to him all about other things. But anyway,
love
his
that.
his Z was green.
And the third alumni car was this Fisker Karma Rivero.
Crazy.
No,
I didn't even know you could import something like that.
he did.
That's crazy.
Oh,
And it
for
came
his
out of
M2.
America and he sent it over here, right?
Yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah.
he sold his M2.
Is that right?
Yes.
And what did you see more? Like, for you, what was special for you?
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, so many things are special here, given that I, live in another country, seeing cars here that I've, these examples I had never seen, right? I mean, I know some of your friends and see some cars and different stuff comes out, but I mean, even for me, a Renault Alpine is special, right? We don't
the
have
new
those.
one.
Yeah, the new one. 2 guys
Yeah,
came
yeah.
in those. Somebody
The-
brought a
the
yellow,
yellow one and
and
a blue one.
and a blue one.
Yeah.
And for me, like I perk up. I don't know if the rest of the people here get very excited about that car, but I got very excited about that car.
It's popular here.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, cool performance car. So got to see. So that's some sort of modern stuff. Your buddy showed up with his gold Chevelle, 66 Chevelle.
4-speed.
That's an unusual car to see here. You know, that would be cool in California.
I
but
told
you
him
see
to
it
put
here.
Avons on him.
Yeah, you guys are crazy putting British tires on all these muscle cars. I think it's great. It's a different look and a cool
don't
look.
like the M&S tire from America.
That's right.
We hate that.
Yeah, I know you do. It's great. So,
Mud and snow tires on a performance car. It's really interesting.
yeah.
They all come with it.
Yep.
Them. It's unbelievable.
Yep.
The BF Goodrich.
We had the Pontiac. What was it? A Firebird with the Formula.
I heard that was formerly your car.
It's my old car.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
the brown one.
it was sort of root beer brown with a white
it's
interior.
It's original Dutch registration car.
And it's a 400 or what
No,
was
it's
it?
350.
350. Okay.
Yeah.
But it was very cool.
Yeah, it had the Formula package on it.
With the double hood scoop,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
The
yeah.
wide scoop on the hood.
Right.
Anyway, we keep listing off all these American cars. There were much more than just American cars, but there were a lot
Well, the
of
Chevy van
there
with
were
the
a lot-
Vespa inside.
There just were a lot of
I like
interesting
the-
U.S. cars.
The NSX. That's,
Oh, really? Do you like that? I wouldn't have picked that one for you. You like
yeah,
that?
but they drive nice.
Yes,
And
they do.
They sound nice. You sit them.
Yeah.
Amazing sit position. This is a Targa. That's a great bonus, I think, because it's not about how fast it can go. It's really convenient. It drives really well. I was really surprised how good they are.
Yeah. The one that was here is bright yellow. That's very striking and a different crazy color. They're mostly red or silver or whatever. But that one I thought looked great. I was excited to see it pull in.
Yeah.
So some good variety. So yeah, that's a Japanese. And then the black Ferrari 308 I liked a lot. 308 GTB.
Yeah.
With a great story, right?
With a crazy story about getting stolen and returned years later and different sorts of things, you know. But another cool buddy of yours that brought it, a Dutch guy that
I
has it
loved
here.
it with the XWX.
Yeah, it has the
Michelin's
14
on it.
inch, so that's
Are they 14s? I said
Yeah.
15s, but are they 14s?
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
cool.
but it's a dry sump, so that's not the
It's not the plastic
Nope,
version,
the
but it's
plastic-
right after that, right?
right after that. So the
77
single
or-
exhaust, and they look amazing on the 14s.
Yeah.
Everybody put 16 underneath them.
So how many Panteras were there today? 5 or
Want,
6?
Yeah, including mine, it's 5 or 6. Yeah,
The blue one, the orange one.
The orange was really good.
that's the one of the best colors for a Pantera.
Yes, absolutely.
And it has the chrome bumpers and
That was a really good car. I hope somebody got some pictures of
We
that
had a
car.
924 with a hockey stick.
yeah,
Yeah, the photographer said
the
that was
photographer.
his car.
yeah, it is. It is.
That's-
He's
Cool
cool.
car, yeah.
He was cool, and that car was cool. And interestingly, he said he designed the stripes for that car,
Yeah,
custom.
yeah.
But that he saw one on BAT, and they replicated his stripes.
Oh,
scheme.
really?
Anyway,
His uncle bought the car new.
oh really?
So he knows the car for his whole
forever.
life.
Bunch
yeah.
of years. Yeah, interesting.
Yeah, the 76 or 77.
And you have the Alpina B3S
Station
the
wagon.
E46 touring.
Yeah, that
You
was
don't have them in US.
uncommon in the U.S. They've come in now and been in, you're able to import that car now.
This one is 2005. I
Oh,
think.
is it a little bit newer? Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
But that I thought that body style we were bringing in now. But anyway, there's Alpina wagons. But yeah, that's pretty rare for somebody to see in the U.S. for sure. Anyway, that was cool. I liked that a lot. That was well done.
There was some Alfa Romeos, right?
I saw an SS. What's that?
Yes, I didn't see any.
Any? No alphas? You're blind to alphas? You look the other way?
No. They're really nice.
I like alphas.
That's a joke. It's
My two Azzurro Spazios,
yeah,
the
there you
64
go.
Giulia TI Super Replica and the 65 Giulia Sprint GT.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, we can go on and on. I mean, there were so many interesting cars out there. The
I
SD,
had
little Trofeo
my
race
gray
car.
one. We did the Targa
The
Florio.
Targa
in.
Florio. I don't know how you got all these different alphas over here, but you must have had a bunch of drivers. But yeah, that sedan was here. Your other color sedan was here. But anyway, yeah, the SS. Who showed up with that SS? It came halfway through the party, and I said, "Whose is that?" I didn't know whose it was. Do you?
That's Paul's mechanic.
A friend. Okay.
So
okay, a friend
he
of his.
restored the Aurelia from
Oh, wow.
Pauly.
Oh,
and
they look pretty nice.
But he also
That is
did
really
the
nice.
Right?
He's the mechanic of the Giulietta TI rally car.
Oh, okay.
So he maintains the car
Oh, okay.
That's nice.
for the last 25 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
He did a good job. He's still running.
Yeah, it's still running. Yeah. So what else did we have?
Boah, a lot.
Aston DB24, which was beautiful, that showed up.
Tickford.
Yeah.
Pardon?
The Tickford.
I don't know if it's a Tickford, but it was
The
super
DB3.
nice.
Yeah.
And then, there was a Pagoda Mercedes. There was an Audi R8 that we were talking about for a little while. Anyway, we're racking our brains here for all the
RS
cars.
clone with a 3.6 engine.
Yep.
And we had the Ruby Stone with
White
the
panels.
with the white fenders. There was the guy from Sports Cars Holland. We sold 2 cars for him. The
Is that right?
The
I should have talked to him
turbo.
about those.
You know,
I remember the 930 turbo. That did really
The
well,
backdate,
didn't it?
The backdate.
Yeah. I thought that car did really... Does that car sell? That car hit reserve?
No, it was sold later.
It was sold later. Okay. Cool. I
And,
remember that one.
and the other one was the yellow greenish one that sold to California as well. Mm-hmm. But they are building outlaw Porsches.
Yeah, they have a pretty
for
good
long,
reputation, right? I
long,
mean, it
long
looked like
time.
that Ruby Stone car was
Yeah.
very nice. He said they did the fenders and the motor and all the customization.
Yeah.
That car started as a narrow car, and then they built that car.
Yeah, Ruby Stone. And we had the Azid,
Yep.
the Monstro.
Yep.
Yeah, that was cool.
And
That one's coming
that's
soon?
a real Trofeo car. It's the
Which
VIN
they
number.
did 75 of them, or how many of those did they build? I don't know, but
Oh,
it was
I-
limited.
Yeah, very limited.
I remember pictures of that at
only
Monaco.
6.
They ran a Cup Series with F1, and they
Yeah.
raced those at Monaco.
But this
right?
is a very special car because the first owner was Andrea Adamic, so former Formula One driver. And they have pictures with Walter Röhrl driving it. And it's a very cool car.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we're going to list it. So we also had a few cars which will be online soon.
Mm-hmm.
Did you see the 993 Turbo?
Oh, turbo. I did very much see that.
We're going to
Silver
list
with
that
blue
too.
interior.
Yeah, silver with blue interior.
Yeah.
Oh, that's quite rare.
And E-Type 61.
Those both had signs on them that said coming soon, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
61 E-Type.
Image Street has quite a little pipeline here coming through the show, huh?
Yeah.
I think it's
Well,
exciting.
I mean, this is an excuse for me to do events, right?
Yes.
It's the other way around. Just to how to create an event. Well, find source
Here's
some
the
cars
pipeline.
which we can
Yeah,
sell.
bring them all to one
Yeah.
place. No, it was
And
terrific
invite
to see
nice
that.
people, and you know.
My daughter really liked it. She never saw so many cars on the property.
Is that right?
Oh, definitely. Yeah. Ooh, that's nice.
Yeah, for sure. Good for her. That's fun.
So what else did we? 356. Yeah, that's a buddy of mine. He bought this car for $3,000 25 years ago, and then he found this hole in the dashboard, and then he also found this wiring from a Carrera, and he thought, well, what's happening with what kind of car did I buy? And there was this different fuel tank in it, and then he found out that it was the Schmidt car, and Mr. Schmidt was an engineer. He worked for Porsche and for AT brakes.
Yeah.
He always got the newest model, and then he once bought a 356A Carrera, and then he always swapped the Carrera engine in his new car.
So the old engine.
Yeah, so this car was equipped with a Carrera engine and wired as a Carrera engine, and it had, in 1957, it had a mobile phone.
Yeah, I saw it. It's really.
Yeah, so at that time it had a mobile phone.
I didn't.
And
even
did
know
you
they
see did you
existed
see
at
the
time.
interior with the
Yeah.
white seats and the red?
Yeah, it's crocodile skin like.
It was crazy.
It's
I
a
asked him about
crazy
it.
car. It's a crazy car.
But it was like that back in the day for that driver. He said that guy specified it in that
Yes.
sort of way. But it was a
Yeah.
58,
Reinhard Schmidt.
356A
Yeah.
coupe
Yeah.
Porsche, and white with a red and white interior.
Yeah.
Interesting car.
He totally restored it, and it's in
Pristine.
pristine
You can
condition.
see what somebody in the shed can do. Huh?
Yeah.
It's unbelievable.
Well, the same with you. What you can do in a
In the shed.
in a shed. So what else did we have?
I just think the mix is interesting. I mean, you can talk about the individual cars, but just thinking about the different types of cars that showed up and what types of vehicles people work on around here and your guys' networks, right? I thought the variety like that, like
It's really good.
I love it, right? And sometimes you go to like a Porsche club event, or you go to a BMW event, or even all
but it's
Panteras
quite
or
boring
something.
in the end.
Yes, like this. I mean, I was standing in the driveway, and you like couldn't wait to see what was going to pull in next, sort of
Yeah.
things,
Yeah,
and be
but that's-
surprised. I was in your garage, and I was looking out of the garage, and you'd see the next thing drive by, and I was talking to somebody, but I was having trouble like making eye contact because I was like, "Oh, look at the NSX," and then I was like, "Oh, look at the Pantera," and then I was like,
you
know,
didn't
it
want to
kept-
be impolite.
yeah, but it would keep coming
they
by.
all
I
have
thought-
to pass through the same area.
Absolutely,
That's good.
I thought that was very cool, and that's for car people. Like, I think that's really invigorating, and I think
That's
your
nice.
inventory is like that, right? Like, I always joke you that you're kind of an alpha guy, right? But also
He is.
yeah, he is, right? We tease him for that a little bit, but the expansion beyond that, I mean, Image Street is now listing all sorts of this Manx. You're
Sure,
driving
yeah.
down the beach, right? I mean, and all just sort of different things. I think that's valuable to be able to do that. And you talk about it. I'm super pleased and interested to hear, when you pick out the NSX or something that's very different than what you're maybe well known for,
Yeah.
and I think it's good for people to do that. I've always loved doing that.
Yeah, you have to be open-minded. There are so many surprises in that area. That's ridiculous. You think, oh, that's nothing. I hear stories about how good or how bad they are. It's mostly not true. Be surprised, and there are so many nice things.
But I attended 2 of your venues at Laguna Seca. I thought that was cool, very cool as well. I mean, a lot of different cars. And do you see a lot of difference between, let's say, what we do here and what you do in the US? What would be a typical difference, or?
Good question.
Other-
I mean, what I think is interesting and is actually consistent almost no matter where it is people like sort of meetups like this.
Yeah.
It's not all day long, and it's not, again, one single category, and it's kind of flexible, and it's at an interesting location, right? One of the most interesting part, we list off all of the cars, but I don't know if you want to like describe the aesthetic of the place that we're in, right? Which is whatever year this property was put
Well, look
together
around
and the
what
buildings.
Herbert made.
Right? Yeah. And I mean an interesting environment that's kind of a custom one-off, and then the types of vehicles that show up in the mix is kind of a custom one-off, and you mix all these things together. So you ask if it's different. I think that people are trying to do just creative different outlets like this for finding what's successful, and part of that is the mix of cars, but part of that is the mix of people, and part of that is the mix of location or variety of location, right?
Yeah.
So the same coffee shop parking lot is kind of wearing on people a little bit, right?
I think that's true, because it brings something interesting. You see a lot more from the people themselves, and the parking lot it's too open, and it is, I think this is nicer because you see real people and real you can look a bit inside their lives, and that's nice.
Yeah.
So that's why I said.
And we were a bit afraid. I mean, we kept it really slow and low, because we didn't want to make it public, because can you imagine if it's full here?
Yeah,
And
there's
people
nowhere
are
to
showing
go.
up.
It'd be a traffic
and
jam.
You cannot turn your car. You cannot park on the dike. So therefore, we kept it a little bit below the radar. And
But you still filled it up. I would
Yeah.
say, right? I mean, you could have smashed more cars in if you wanted to, but it felt lively and it felt very full, and
was
people were
really
having fun.
successful, I
Yeah.
think. So
I was
Herbert,
surprised.
thank you.
Yeah, thanks for
thanks.
putting up with this. Amazing. You guys did a lot of
We
organization.
cleaned the whole week. We
Yeah,
cleaned the
it was
place,
cleaning the
and
a bit
barn,
of a mess.
cleaning the barn.
everything.
You're the new farmhand. That's what I told you, right? Working at the
He doesn't
farm.
know yet.
He doesn't know, but you're coming back next week, I'm sure, for Herbert.
Exactly. Got a new job now.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm the housekeeper.
Yeah.
So no, anyway, and I think so. You ask if it's different in the U.S. or here. I just think it's different in general. I think that it's changed from what what kind of car show people wanted to go to 20 years ago, I think is different now, right? And
I
people
think the
reward.
one make car show is a bit weaning. It's not so good anymore.
Yeah.
Because you're
But you need those people who are. I struggle with this because you need those people that are deep experts, like in a particular model, right? And so you want to foster the depth of single mark and like real specialists, but at the same time, for the experience, I think a lot more people and a lot of the younger crowd is more into a event that has more sort of aesthetic look to it, and then also a variety of cars.
The variety is very important, I think. Because then old and young will mix better. Then let me show off who has the nicest of the biggest thing. That's not at all here.
Yeah. I love that too about the variety. Yeah, what you're saying, right? I mean, some of your guys showed up. Who was that? Some guys showed up in a Fiat Uno.
Yeah,
Wasn't that what that was?
That's where the Ferrari guys.
The Ferrari guys show up in the Fiat,
Exactly.
right? And then somebody showed up in a Figaro, and somebody,
the Figaro,
right?
Figaro.
And then, the
Nissan
TR6s
Figaro.
and just like easygoing cars, right? But then there was also somebody showed up in the modern Rolls or whatever, right? So, I mean, it was kind of, you can, if you have the right attitude, you can kind of bring whatever you want.
But even my
It's
wife,
all about the people, right?
it is.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And with the shared passion and and we had some motorbikes as well, motorcycles. What was
I
the
saw somebody revving something around the corner. What
that was the
motorcycle were they
Yota.
revving
Yota?
up?
What was it?
It was silver or something?
Yota.
What was that?
La Verda.
La Verda.
A
La Verda
Laverda.
Yota.
Okay.
A very special. And you see the Vespa, the Vespa in the van, in the Chevy van. That was also a cool.
Juk was the La Verda. He owns it forever.
Is that right?
Yeah.
But you have a 750 Honda.
No, it's a 550 Super Sport.
Okay.
And I have the Kawasaki still, the 1200, the green one. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
So Randy, the next event in the Netherlands is
I think Zandvoort at the
Historic Grand Prix.
Historic Grand Prix for the F1 races and the historic races there. Similar to what you did last year, you kind of pioneered how to do a event. That was our first European event and sort of a launch of our partnership with you at ImagestreetClassics. So that'll be a 1-year anniversary of that. And we're going back very... probably fairly similar. I mean, it was a good formula last year, wasn't it?
Yeah,
and
it was successful.
Yeah, it was successful for the sales, but it was also just for talking to people and having VAT.
We had the great spot. We have the same. I think we have the same spot again, and we have some nice, very special cars coming up, like we had today. So maybe 5, 6, maybe 7. So we're looking very much forward to it.
Yeah, some of the BAT team will be there, and you'll be there, I'm sure, with your crew. And yeah, we'll see. Hopefully, it'll be exciting.
Yeah, cool.
When is that? That's late June this year. It's a week later than it was last time.
21st,
Okay,
22nd.
Okay, good for people to know that.
Yeah. So people who are watching and are in the Netherlands or in Germany or whatever, come by and say hello. What do you think?
I think this was successful. I think you got to figure out how many of these events you want to do a year here in the Netherlands. We're certainly supportive of it, and we love coming over for it.
Here, no problem.
Okay, wow. Well, I wasn't going to ask for permission, but there you just got permission for that. So maybe this location, or maybe obviously at the track, and potentially other things you want to mix in. But I think it's really good for visibility of ImagestreetClassics, and obviously our partnership. And everyone was talking today when I was talking to them about, you know, how many cars you're putting through and how BAT is very visible here, and people were excited about it. So I think it's positive.
And we are selling more and more cars in Europe. So that's basically the idea. Why should you ship all the cars to the US?
Yeah.
I mean, Europe is also...
There are many European bidders on your auctions. Like,
Yeah,
I can see that behind the scenes, and I usually kind of report out to you how that's going. Sometimes it's hard to see.
So that's good. I mean, that's fantastic.
Yeah. Yeah, it's almost 50-50 at this point in terms of North American bidders versus European bidders. So it's kind of a coin flip as to whether you'll ship the car across or keep it here. And that's very different than your early cars that you were selling 4 years ago, right? That was always
Always
America.
to the US.
Yeah.
Yes.
And so now it's very different. So I think that's progress.
Yeah, market change and
Markets change, yeah, absolutely. But it's really visibility.
For sure, you will see also an increase in people who are watching or your newsletter or registering and.
Yeah. And so, yeah, I mean, you're one thing that you can be doing. I know you say this in your auctions, but you should tell broader audiences is subscribing to your account and getting alerts when Image Street. I'm subscribed. I see every time an Image Street car pops up. Yeah. And you can do that really easily on the website, and it's good to be reminded. You can subscribe to Netherlands vehicles. You can subscribe to Image Street vehicles. You can subscribe. You're all European. It's an interesting sort of new component on BAT. The functionality has been there for a long time, but now it's more full. There's more activity there, so it's good to watch.
Well, thank you so much that you took the time and the opportunity to come by. And of course, Herbert fixed your Falcon. But,
I appreciated that.
That was basically the reason you're here.
Yeah, let's say, absolutely.
No, but I mean,
it's my pleasure. We love supporting this. We're supporting a lot more in Europe, and being on the ground here is a privilege and exciting, and just
and the people love to chat, also with you and
I think that you have elevated the way that's been presented, and that's made you sort of a standout in this market, and that works really well on BAT, and that's why we selected you as a partner, and others are learning and starting to do that, and we have more and more partners in Europe, and it's kind of the more the better as we kind of build the momentum in that. So to your point, auctions are kind of new for some folks. But having a partner and somebody local that will, speak Dutch and be by their side for the auction and that sort of thing, it's a model that works, and we see it working. So anyway, kudos to you for being a trailblazer in that, and we're building support for it.
I need a blazer in my life.
blazer.
A blazer.
There you go.
K5.
Yeah, well, you can be that too if you want.
There's probably some on the auction.
There are.
I need a V8 in my life.
Yeah, it sounds like it, man. You were looking at all the V8 cars today, saying that may be your next chapter. I love it.
Alrighty. Hey, thank you so much. We're going to have a swim in the canal, and
what is this weather? What is this weather? It's always like this in the Netherlands. Is that right? Every single day.
Very shitty 2 years.
We have had 3 weeks of.
It's been summertime, early summer sun. Anyway, it's been terrific.
Okay, so Herbert, next year again.
Yeah, again, definitely. It was good. It's really nice.
Thank you so much, guys.
Thanks for having us.